Hello, welcome back to the Spark sessions that I've been hosting all week long. We are doing 5 days of coaching conversations, courage conversations, and cash, all of these amazing conversations. And I've been inviting my friends and colleagues and clients. And today I have with me my friend Sarah, who lives in the UK, London to be exact. And we are going to
Mhm.
dive into this conversation here in just a second. But Sarah, why don't you tell them briefly about who you are, and then I'll ask you some more things to root things out.
Okay, so I'm Sarah, and Diana, I don't know if you noticed about me, but everyone calls me Sarah. No one calls me Sarah. So in the
Oh,
UK, everyone shortens my name to Sarah. Yeah. So when you're searching for me, sometimes you might find me as Sare because I'm Sarah and I'm Sarah. So I've got two identities going on. So I'm a mum of three gorgeous children, 15 and up to 29. I'm a NLP coach, practitioner. I'm a silent counselling practitioner and trainer, which we'll talk about after. And I just love helping women understand the blocks that are running in the background that are really driving their decisions that they're making and helping them clear them up and be successful.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is what you do throughout the day. And so Sarah and I met, for those listening, I like to always know the backstory. I like to know the backstory. And so I joined masterminds. I have a mastermind, been running it for 10 years, but I also joined masterminds. Funny, interesting story. I actually created a mastermind long before I was ever in one because that's my energy. It's like, hey, let's go. Let's see what's going to happen. But so Sarah and I are in a mastermind with a woman named Anne Ryan, and she joined, I don't know, what month did you join, Sarah?
May or June, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, May or June. Yeah.
Yeah. So in these masterminds is where I find amazing friends. I find amazing friends. And Sarah and I have never met in person. Uh, we will. We don't
Yet.
yet.
Yeah.
Every, everything is a yet. Everything's a yet. A good yet. Sometimes we
Mhm.
get into the bad yets, but I live in the good yet. The good yet. What are we, when are we going to meet? And so we met in this mastermind, we're on these calls together, and then I build these relationships. I'm really good at it, and we talked yesterday about brave brag and like owning what you're really damn good at and saying it out loud all the time, every which way, because that's our brand. It's our brand. So Sarah and I have a Zoom by ourselves with nobody listening. And we start, well, before that, we start having these Telegram chats. And we talk about coaching, we talk about courage, we talk about cash, we talk about relationships, so what has it been like for you to be in the mastermind? And what's my question? Is this the first mastermind you've ever been in, Sarah?
No, it's not. I was in Haley's mastermind previously,
Oh, that's right.
and I was in another mastermind 2 years previous to that.
Okay.
So this is my third mastermind. Yeah.
Okay, good, 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 good. So what's it like for like how do you and I light each other up? How do we spark each other to get like onto our topic related to spark? And we'll get into a lot of other stuff later. This is going to be a juicy interview for those that are listening because there's some things that happened earlier today that we're going to bring to the table. But we'll get there when we get there. So
Yeah.
how do you and I kind of spark each other along the way through the day and the weeks?
I think. And I'm going to say I found this in every mastermind. I think a huge part of the masterminds are the people you connect with in there.
Mhm.
And it's the people that I think there's two lots of people in masterminds. The ones that want to sit me and you, we have those open conversations about what's not working, but we equally are always looking for the what do we do about this, and um, what can we do next? And it's the bouncing of the ideas as well. The like, what about this? What about that? And it's I guess when you're in the mastermind, we've got a bit of space and we've got questions to ask. But outside of the mastermind, it's almost like free reign on your brain fireworks.
Yeah, it is. It is free reign on because there's so many things to talk about in entrepreneurship. Like which way is the right way? There is no right way. There is no right way. And we all know that. There's the right way for your energy. There's the right way for your
Yeah.
personality, right? There and your and also like what's your life situation? Do you have zero kids, three kids, five kids? You know, are you taking care of your aging parents? And so we also have to ride the wave of our life situation, where we live, our energy, our household. And it all, it all relates. But I love that you and I, here's what I love. I love that you and I can have the chats, these little tiny chats behind the scenes about what's working, what's not, what we're curious about. I really like leaning into curiosity because that's where I get that spark feeling. What if?
Yeah.
How can? Would this work for Sarah? Would this work for me? Because we're not in competition. We're not in competition.
No. I think the favourite sentence is probably I've had an idea or I've got an idea. It's that we know something's coming next.
Right? Yeah, I always think that's the scariest thing that entrepreneurs say. I have a new idea, right? And our spouses or our family is like, oh God, again, it was just an hour ago that you had the other one. Oh my gosh. So, okay, you do something that's called silent counseling.
I do.
Yeah, so and you train people on this. So I want you to give us just a little brief nugget. What is that? What does that mean? Because when you first said it, I was like, okay, I'm a former therapist. What is this silent counseling? What does that mean? So tell us what that means and how you do that with your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. So silent counseling is an energy therapy. So it's not counseling in any traditional sense, and it's elements of it are silent. Like the client doesn't have to talk about the problem like we do in traditional counseling. We don't have to do that. So that's where it got its name from, because it's almost like we're working through problems, but without the need to speak. But it's very much energy based. We use acupressure points. We do breath work. We do some tapping as well in there. So it's a little sort of mishmash of a few different things. So it was created by a bioenergy therapy expert and a psychotherapist.
Okay.
So they put all of those skills together, and this is what came from it. And it's a key part of what I use with my client. It's the part that allows us to uncover the block. We work directly with the subconscious as well, which is really exciting. We get direct answers from our body where this energy is being stored, where this block is being stored, and we let it go with breath work. And then we're able to move. So it's like the clearing and then the move. I
Mm,
know lots of healers are always healing, but I'm not just a healer, I'm a coach as well. So we don't get stuck in a healing cycle. We literally clear, heal, whatever you prefer to call it, and then move. We
mm.
just we clear space and then we move.
So I love that. And what I just really realized is, well, you know me, I love movement. I love movement. And I love move,
Hmm.
I've created a movement, but I also, you and I have a lot of chats when you're walking, I'm walking, we're moving our bodies and we're talking. And so that's what I kind of grabbed onto when you were sharing that, the clearing. And this is what I used to do as a therapist too. You got to get all the stuff, talk it all out. And then what's the action, right? What's the action? What are we doing from here?
Yeah.
What's the movement that you're going to do when you're not sitting here in my office for 50 minutes? Right? And that's where the change comes.
Yeah.
The change often doesn't happen in that 50 minutes. It can. I mean, yeah, I mean, believe me, it can happen in those sessions, but so much of what coaching is for me, and I believe for you, is what happens when they go out the door. And that those next moves each day, the move.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And after a session, after an energy release session, there's an amazing feeling of calm and lightness and relief almost. And everyone reports back on that. But we know that life is life. So we can't just sit in that feeling and expect that to make everything magically okay. And, I'm all about manifestations as well. But you can't manifest, just sit there saying affirmations and hope and pray that everything's going to work out. You still have to move. You have to take an action.
I know, right? If all that journaling worked, then we would be gazillionaires, right? The journaling and the
Us.
um so for those of you that are listening, thank you for being here, Bridget and Christine, and those that are going to watch later. Of course, you'll have a chance later in the call to ask questions. Feel free to type into the chat. I wanted to make sure I said that out loud because I forgot to say it. So I want to go a little deeper. You okay with that?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. We're just going to go for it because, here, what we're here for is to coach. We're here to coach. We're basically going to be coaching and talking throughout. We're going to be laughing. We're going to be sharing stories. But there's something that happened just this morning, today, in Sarah's world that I think is an important thing for us to talk about. So we're going to bring it to the table. So, Sarah, why don't you tell us what that is?
Okay, so my daughter attends so here in the UK it's called the Police Cadets, and it's the young people are learning all aspects of policing, and it's almost like a youth organisation, but it's still taken very seriously. They have their uniform, and it's a really lovely space. They're a really tight group. They've got a real connection between them. Amazing group. They have to do a lot of teamwork, and they're good friends. So a message came over this morning saying Reese is missing. No one's seen him since yesterday evening, 9:30. He's 17, so he's a year above my daughter. Um, so she said, Mum, this is on Facebook. Reese is missing. So okay, so share it. I said, share it. I said, he's in a band, he's probably gone out with his friends after, and he'll be fine. As she left for school, she turned on her heels and come back. Her face said everything was wrong. And someone had put on the Facebook post saying he's been found, RIP young man.
Mm,
And it's since come to light that he's taken his own life
mm,
last night. Hmm.
yeah. Yeah. And that's so Sarah and I were talking, Sarah told me this morning, and we had a moment of silence and prayer, and you can feel the energy. You can feel the energy of grief, the energy of grief. And I can feel it in my body right now. I can feel the energy of suicide. And so we were talking about the horribleness of suicide and, the people that we know that have done this, and truly the tragedy of this 17-year-old man who is no longer with us on this world and in this world. Thank you, Christine. And we've all been affected. We've all been affected by someone else's suicide. And frankly, I know I've been suicidal at a couple different times in my life. And it hurts so much. It hurts so much. So what,
Mhm.
how have you been processing this morning with your daughter, and what is it bringing
Mm.
up for you? Because these things actually spark our old grief.
Yeah. So I have a 27-year-old son. No, I don't. I have a 29-year-old son and I have a 23-year-old son. Both of them at the same age lost a friend to suicide.
Mm,
So all three of my children at this very same stage of their life have now experienced the same thing. So the first thing it does is, as you say, trigger that response.
mhm,
In me, it triggers the one to protect my daughter. What
mm,
does she need from me? But then it triggers questions. It triggers questions. Okay, this is three young people, 17 years old, that have taken their life at the same stage in their life,
mm,
um, in the same way, which I can't speak about at the moment, but in the same way. And it raises questions in me of what are we missing
mm.
as parents of these groups of young people, as teachers, as the world, as all of us, as you, as me, as you know, everyone on this call. What are we missing? And will we ever be able to fill that gap? I think it just raises that need to fix in me comes
Mhm.
up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that as well. I feel that as well. And just like in my mind right now, I'm thinking about so many different people I've lost. Like as you're speaking, of course, I'm listening. And maybe, hopefully this is helpful for our listeners. As you're speaking, like I'm flashing on people that I know that have killed themselves, chosen that. How people,
Yeah,
I lost my career because of a suicide, and what that stole from me. Um, my uncle that killed himself, that before I was born. And then my mind goes to people that didn't kill themselves but lived a long life, or the people that I know that are fighting cancer right now. So it's like my mind is spiraling around on the curiosity of life and death, and the sadness of the choosing of your own death. Um, and so I don't think I have any answers. I don't have any answers. I just, again, like you said a few times, I have a lot of questions. It kind of
yeah.
makes you want to move. At first, it makes you want to sit down and never get up. And then it makes you want to take bold action, take bold movement.
It does. And just circling back to something you just said then as well, it also raises the question for me that that was a choice.
Mm,
And actually, if we could have a conversation again with those people, it'd be the choice they'd take again. We don't know if they would make that decision over again. So there's been a choice there, So I don't know. It's a really strange. It provokes very strange feelings. And I spoke to you earlier. It's also provoked a kind of so what, so what attitude to me. Can you hear my dogs barking? So if you can, I really apologise. You can.
yeah,
I'm so sorry.
is that Lola?
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
welcome, Lola. We're fine. We're fine that you're here, Lola. Um, yeah, so let's keep going. Your dog's fine. Your dog's fine. You started to say it's kind of giving you a so what. So tell me more about
Yeah.
so what, like what's the point? Or so what? Tell me more. What does that mean?
Almost a determination. So I did a live in my Facebook group this morning and I said, I understand that we all want to be somewhere. We've all got these blocks and we've all got things stopping us from taking the bold move and the courageous move. But you know what? There's bigger things going on. So what if you feel a little bit uncomfortable? So what if someone doesn't agree with what you say? So what if someone thinks your price is too expensive or too cheap or anything else? So what? You do what you want to do because life's precious. None of us know.
Mm-hmm.
None of us know what our life story is going to be. So it's kind of made me just think, be, as you say, be courageous. Just do the thing. Do the thing that makes you happy, that lights you up, that is fun, that's enjoyable, that's out there, that's whatever you want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is the crux of these calls. It's about the courage, the courage to take that stand, the courage to say so what, uh, and host the event, lead the group, do the Facebook Live, right? And I remember right after my dad passed away suddenly, which was 2020. No,
Mhm.
2024. 2024. With no notice, it lit this legacy fire in me, this like I mean it lit a big bunch of grief, but it also, and I know the women that are on listening right now have had lots of grief. They both have lots of, they understand grief. So we're all good here. And frankly, I don't give a shit because we're putting this on YouTube and the right people are going to hear exactly what they need to hear from what we say here today.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so we're all good. But that immense grief, then like I'm going for it. Like I have to. I can't not do this. I have to do the things I've been called to do, and that leaves the legacy for my father, but for those that are watching me, counting on me, doing the things, with me, because we are that living legacy that someone is getting inspired by. They are drafting off your courage, Sarah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I mean, grief was the catalyst for me. Losing my mum died in very similar ways. She came off holiday that morning and that afternoon she had gone. It was so sudden, and she was only 66. And it was that moment that was one of the, I suppose the key moments that made me say enough is enough. I'm here for a reason. I don't know. Again, I think it's that question in your own mortality a little bit, like what have I got left, and what did I come here for?
Hmm.
What have I got this? What do I want to? What impact do I want to make and around in my life?
Exactly. Um, I think we're having a little bit of internet problems, but I just want to check in. Bridget, and can you still hear us okay? Okay, she's on the phone. Everybody's like driving and doing, but we're good. We're good. Um, so I think I know the story. Actually, I do know part of the story, but there's always more stories to tell, right? So you started your business. You left a career. You left your job. You left your job um,
Mhm.
a couple months ago or within the last year, and a lot of your business has been inspired related to your mom. And then you are also, I want to lead into creating a movement for single moms.
Yes. So, um, I come from a long line of single mums.
Mm.
Um, Literally going back to my great grandma. Um, Her husband instantly took his own life. Nan's had two husbands, both left her. My mum had a husband that she chopped out. Um, and then me, a single mum. I've been a single mum for 15 years. So it's like this kind of generational pattern, repeating pattern. But there's been this kind of pattern of we're really strong, independent women. We can do this by ourselves. We don't need anyone else. And but literally in saying that, we're stuck in the struggle. We're so strong, we're so independent, but here we are struggling. And my mum passed with £57 in her bank account. So what's not even $100 in her bank account. with no way of paying for a funeral. No, she had a home, but there was no asset in it, and she'd worked her whole life for that, and died in the struggle as well. So there was a belief. There's parts of my past which I think I've touched on with you the other day, where when I got divorced, went down a bit of a crazy road, and I was very much reliant on drink and drugs. Definitely my go-to to help me out of the emotional pain, I guess, that I was in. Um, I've lost my train of thought. Just took me straight back there. I lost my train of thought. I've had this unwavering belief all the time for all of that. There's more, and that's the one thing that's always stuck with me. There is more. The only one who's ever known that we are responsible for what we get and what we have,
Mm,
and the decisions we make are ours to make, and the changes we make are ours to make. And I know without a doubt that my previous generations never had that knowledge.
mm.
They were stuck in the victim kind of.
Um, I heard all that and Lola. So I love, well, I don't love that you've had to live. I mean, here's the deal. We all are living legacies of our choice, and I mean, we're all right where we need to be. Let me say that. We're all exactly where we need to be. I'm not running late to my own miracle. Nothing I've ever been through is ever wasted. And um, we have choices now. And I liked what you said. Can you still hear me, Sarah? Because we're having some internet connection problems. Um, I hope she's still here. So I'm gonna keep talking. So 15 years as a single mom. There she is. She's coming back. She's coming back. 15 years as a single mom, but that knowing that we don't have to live in the victim, we have the choices. I was having a conversation with my sister this morning about some generational ways of communicating that we don't like and that we are changing, because we do have a choice. We do have a choice. And this is the most courageous thing that we do. The courage to change the old story, the courage to activate a new journey for you, for your children, the courage to every day choose something, because it's hard. This is hard shit. It's hard to change a generation of, what drinking and drugs or poverty. Hey, this is just how we do it. This is just how we do it over here. And it's like, well, why is that? Why is that how we do it? Because I don't want to do it that way anymore. I don't want to do it that way anymore. And so I know this actually is related to you. I mean, you're one of the questions I like to ask is related to what are you rebelling against? So, Sarah, what are you rebelling against? What's coming up?
Yeah. Um, I guess I'm rebelling against the. Oh, that's a really good question. I guess I'm rebelling against. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind then is the societal opinion of single mums, like the kids are problems, the mums don't care. And honestly, the mums are drinking and taking drugs. Okay, I fell into that category. But for a period, it was a period of my life. It was a small block of my life, a chunk of my life. But actually, and single mums are a drain on society, and yeah, single mums are having kids for benefits. And I mean, I don't know if you get this same, it's the same in America, but these are the kind of things that you get plastered across the media in the UK. So I guess I'm rebelling against that because, my kids are fantastic. They're all, and they may have dips in their life where they have problems because that's life. But overall, they're fantastic, well-rounded kids. Um, so yeah, I think I'm rebelling against the societal, yeah, image of single mums.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I feel like there's more. There's more you're rebelling. And I love the reason I love this question is because I think it points us to our North Star, it points us towards our movement. It gets me the hell out of bed. Gets me the hell out of
Yeah,
because there's been times when there's no money and no clients, and it's like, well, this is my job, this is my purpose. And I know that I am on the path that God has for me, is how I feel. And like ride the wave, sister, ride the damn energy wave, go where go because like again, it's like I don't have that same experience. I've never been a single mom. I've never been a mom. So that is not anywhere in my zone of what I need to fight, out in the world, right? Um, and we each have a different rebellion against something that we want different. We want different. So yours is related to single moms, the stigma, the drain on society, and truly helping them make cash, make money, not die with 57 euros in the bank. And what does that mean for you? How does that affect what you do in the world, your business? Well, who's that, Sarah?
so I guess for the single mum part, you know that that's something that I'm looking at moving into in the future. I've got a little, a plan going on there that I'd like to take forward. But in the business I'm currently in right now, with the clients that I'm working with right now, I think this is more about that belief, that knowing that they can change it. Yet we've all got these patterns that we've followed. That's, is what makes us up. But it doesn't mean that we have to hold the patterns and continue the patterns. So it's breaking those, or the boundaries that we've got around ourselves because of these. My mum did it, my nan did it, my grandma did it. It, it it follows us through life. It's part of our DNA, but it doesn't have to be.
Hmm.
So that's how it comes into my work. It's shifting those beliefs. And when you have those conversations and they don't even recognize that there is a belief, that's the part. It's like, okay, so do you realize that you've told me this story, but you just said this? And it's, that's the exciting bit when
That,
they say, oh, I'm doing the same thing. I'm
yeah,
doing the same thing.
that's what we really live for, right? As coaches, we live for those little spark moments. That's what I mean.
Mm.
It's like, she got it. She heard herself. She heard because a lot of coaching is like we're just a mirror. We're just a mirror, and we are a lot of time. And this is why I was intrigued by silent counseling. Is like half the time I answer my own question just by blurting it out on Telegram or Voxer to my coach or my friend because I know the answer. I just am looking outside of myself for approval or perfect, I don't know. So all that I'm looking for decades of permission. I'm looking for some magic pixie dust or I don't know, but the magic pixie dust is me. Like your energy is the magic. And when we tap into, so tell us more about that. Tapping into our own energy. What does that mean, Sarah? What does that mean to tap into our own energy? Tell us.
So I think, and this is something you brought to light for me this week as well, to be honest, in one of those conversations that we have. And when you said, who is Sarah before that sort of pivotal moment? Who was I before that? And for me, it's the letting go of all the expectations, all the fear of judgments, all the this coach said I should be doing it this way, and this coach said I should be doing it that way. And just who am I? What do I believe? What do I know? and trust in that. And that's your energy. That's, when you're letting go of all of those things around you, almost taking, to small, what came to me was taking the mask off. Just take the mask off. Stop trying to be an expectation of everyone else's, and just be I've got a real potty mouth at times, and I hide it, and I don't really, in case I offend someone, but it's just me, it's just who I am. I don't mean any offense by it, it's just who I am. So it's about taking the mask off. And honestly, it's you really sparked something in me the other day saying that for me.
I love it. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take us up a notch with my potty mouth because I mean, I've been like carrying on and cussing all week. I mean, if they want to leave, they can leave anytime they want. Hold on a second. I think I put it in my pocket because I have like my jar of fucks, right? Do you know about my jar of fucks? And well, I have first of all a baby Jesus, some sort of little baby Jesus in my pocket right now. But where is it? Oh my gosh, I have these. I have these. My
Oh, that's brilliant.
yeah. So this one is a little broken, and but I have a whole. They sell them on Amazon, and it's called a Jar of Fucks. In case anybody wants to go buy it, and if I'm not your cup of tea, and I just offended anybody, I'm not the coach for you. You know, you don't need to message me about it. Just drive down the road. You're fine, because all of that trying to be proper and good Christian and the right say the right things again, it was stealing all of my energy. Like to go back to what you were talking about, Sarah, like trying to do it right. This is why I have a channel called Break the Rules. My Facebook group just changed to be Brave Rebellion. Why? Because I need to be able to do it my way and find out. I need to be able
Mhm.
to, because my energy points me towards the thing that is gonna, you know, I can do it right and not make a single dollar. And do it my way, the weird way, the wrong way. And I don't know if you were still here on the call yesterday when I was talking all about stay weird.
Yes, I see that bit.
Okay. So like I need to do like I need to that's what energy work means to me. Energy alignment,
Hmm.
activation, spark, all these things we're blurting out here that can sound kind of woo-woo, frankly. Um, and I love Jesus, but I'm on the woo side. I'm on the woo side. And I have this awesome cup. Let's just get down and dirty. I have this awesome cup that my friend Mary from Ireland gave me that says, can you see that? I love Jesus, but I cuss a little. I cuss a lot, actually. I cuss a lot. So leaning into all of that, I mean, that is the energy for you. That is for me, for all of us. Um, to really own that it doesn't matter what she thinks. Uh, it doesn't, it doesn't, and it's so hard. You and I talk about this a lot. It's so hard to not think about that all day. Think about, well, what will they think and what is this the right way and blah 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 blah. And I can see Bridget's chiming along here, and we're going to open it up here in a few minutes for discussion. Because this is so good. So, like, what are you learning about? What are you learning about, like, letting go of all that? So what? Going back to where we started today. So what? What are you learning about so what today related to your business?
So what in relation to the business is, going back to what I said in my group today was around, we hold on. If we need the coach, go hire the coach. If we need to just make a decision on something, go make the decision on something.
Mm,
Like, think about the bigger picture. I just do. Something that sticks in my mind, you swinging on the swing when we spoke about that. What did you want? As a child, I wanted to be a marine biologist because I love animals and seeing them in their natural habitat. I wanted to be a nurse and I wanted to be a pilot. So from those three things, no, I'm not doing any of them, but I'm out in nature all the time. I absolutely love traveling to other countries and I help people. So all of that energy has come through my life. So just go back. Who are you? What are your values? Who are you at your core? And be that person. Be the person. No one else is living your life.
Mm,
No one else has the reins on your life.
yeah.
So it's just like take the reins. Take your own reins.
Take the reins. Yes. Well, and the question that I didn't remember to ask you, but it goes right. It's more of a statement because it relates to what you just said. What is the thing you can do with your eyes closed? Go do more of that. Go do more of that. Whatever you can
I
do,
do.
what
Yes,
whatever you
exactly that.
do with your eyes closed, you're like, yeah, what's the big deal? We gather together, but go do more of that that is probably what you were doing when you were 5 and 10 and 15 and it looked totally different when you were in high school or it just
Yeah,
but you have a tendency. We have a personality, a way of being. I call it a WOB, way of living and a way of being. In bringing our way of being naturally out into the world, that's how I've made money.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think if you think about when we were young and you run down the street and there's a big puddle and you know you're going to jump right in that big puddle and get really wet shoes and you know your mum or your dad's going to shout at you for it, but you do it anyway. Why? Because it's fun. Because you inside want to jump in that puddle. So just go jump in puddles. Doesn't matter what anyone else is going to, as long as we're not breaking the law or hurting anyone, go do those things.
Exactly. Go jump. Here's
Go
our
jump in puddles.
go jump in puddles. Okay, I'm going to bring our friends on if they want to ask any questions. But first of all, I know you have a Facebook group and you have a link tree and some things. Of course, I've tagged our friend Sarah on my Facebook and in my Facebook group. But tell our listeners that where to find you, Missy.
That's pretty much it. It's on Facebook. I spend my business life in Facebook. I can send you the link tree. I'm just starting my link tree out. Thank you, Diane, for that. Just starting my link tree out. And putting all the stuff about me in there, all the things. And I don't have a website because I just don't have mental capacity for more tech in my life. So I am a Facebook girl. You can reach out in my DMs. It's always open, even if it's, just for let's get to know you a bit better. Let's just have a little chat. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there for connection.
I love it. Yeah, you are there for connection. And also, I know you have a 1 year program. You have lots of different programs that are available right now. So follow Sarah. She's got something, I believe it's tomorrow. And then, there's always, here's what I want to say about all of this. We always have something new that you can test us out with. There is always some little taste test nugget that you can get into to kind of get to know each other. And that's what I do. That's how I
Yeah.
build relationships. It's like, hey, yeah, I want to come hang out with you over there. I want to see what's going on. And then we all, sometimes we all run together to, we're all running together on the playground to go see what just happened. So, Sarah, thank you for coming. Let me bring our friends on because they might want to.
Thank you. I'm just going to turn my light on because it's gone pitch dark here in the UK. So I'm just going to turn my light on.
Yeah, go
I'm
check
coming
it out.
straight back.
That would be great. All right, friends. So, Bridget and Christine, did you want to share an insight, or have a question for Sarah once she gets back and it's dark over there, friends. It's nighttime. Anything you want to say or share with Sarah before we finish up, Bridget, or ask Bridget or Christine?
If I may, let me see if I can get my camera working now. Okay, hi. Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on. I'm so glad that I caught today's Spark session. Um, Thank you for your vulnerability. I also experienced um, suicide throughout my life, and it is a very difficult topic. So hearing how you're able to handle it and still rise above in not only your business but in your personal life is really inspiring. So thank you for that. And
Thank you.
I also really loved energy alignment coach. I don't know if I missed it because I came on a couple minutes late, and I'm sorry for that. Can you explain briefly exactly what you mean by that?
Yeah, of course. So lovely to meet you as well, by the way. Um, so the energy alignment, I don't know if you heard the bit where I do silent counseling, is the modality that I use. And that's all about clearing the energetic blocks within the body. So when we have these experiences of grief and loss, we take on energy into our body and our body holds it. So we clear that in the sessions, we clear that out, we remove it from the energy, we remove it from the energy system, which brings you back into alignment and allows you to start taking action. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. I'm very much
Yeah.
an energy type of person. I've been called an empath many times, and it is kind of a pro and a con because I tend to feel compassion immediately. I tend to kind of hang on to whatever energy I'm around. And I've learned throughout my life to just kind of be able to balance it so that I'm not going a little too far into their grief, especially for women that I coach.
Yeah.
I want to, be the stable foundation and be grounded for them. But I absolutely get you about the energy. So thank you for sharing that. And thanks again for coming
You're
on.
welcome. You're welcome. And that part that you said there, I totally understand as well, because, when we do take on other people's energy, and when I'm in a session with someone and we're working through their energy, we can really feel it ourselves afterwards. And it's just being able to then release that and let go from my system, because we do. When we're in the business of, we often just hold a lot of other people's energy. So it's nice to have that protection to let it go and to have those sort of boundaries in place.
Mhm.
Boundaries, such a great word. Something that I continue to work on. But yes, absolutely. Thanks again. And Diane, did I miss you
You're welcome.
taking the group photo yet?
Oh gosh, I forgot. Hold on, we'll get the group. Sorry. Goodness gracious, let's get the group photo. We were playing with an immersive photo thing before you guys got here. So let's get our group photo. Okay, look at the camera. Okay, perfect. Well, hold on. I'm gonna put us all just because it's crazy and you're gonna laugh. I'm gonna put us all in a photo.
Oh, cool.
Um, so we're hanging on the wall. Okay, hold on. We're just because we were just talking about fun. This is fun to me. Sarah and I were like dying laughing before you guys got here. Let me go. We're gonna go to another location now. We are going to go to our, hold please. We are gonna go to, because we have the perfect amount of people. We are in our,
I love it. Oh, let me lounge. There we go.
oh, oh, okay. Let me do one more.
Yeah, this is fun.
Okay, now we are at the movie theater.
Hey, I gotta,
Oh,
I'm
that's
catching
brilliant.
screen
Just
grabs of
facing the wrong
this.
way.
Okay, I'm gonna stop all that. So hang, let me. So I just want to add, and then we'll go to Bridget. I mean, here's the deal. When I started hearing the word empath, I'm like, what the hell? What kind of gobbledygook is that? I think I've been that my whole life. I don't need a word for it. It became a therapist for a reason. And yes, we have to have a very big protective bubble We are all helpers. We get paid to help. And seriously, we can get swept down the river. Like we can get swept down the river and never return if we do not honor our own energy and make a big wall here. There
Mhm.
has to be a big wall of who gets in, how often they get in. We wouldn't just keep our front door wide open. We lock our front door and we let certain people in. And so having those really clear is the only way we're going to make more cash in our business. Because when the door's always open, you have no money and they have stolen all your things. They have stolen all of your supplies and your money and your time, and you feel like you're dead. And you've given a great, you've given and served. That's for damn sure.
Mhm.
So, bigger
Great
boundaries,
analogy.
bigger boundaries, bigger bank account. Bigger boundaries, bigger bank account. All right, let's check in with Bridget before we finish up. Bridget, anything you want to share or add or ask?
I think my biggest key takeaway from this was just how incredible those sparks can be when you're just in the right place with the right people.
Mm,
And that it doesn't have to be anything big or fancy. It can just be a Zoom call.
mhm,
And that helps a lot because I need to remember that more to stay in the inspiration zone.
mm,
It doesn't take a big thing to be inspired. It just takes a moment with somebody else.
mm. Amen, sister. Preach, preach, preach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. There's four of us here. There's four. There's not, and I think I said this yesterday. I'm gonna say it every day, right? I'm giving a free training all week. I'm inviting my friends. We have two more new people tomorrow. We have two people on Friday. Christine is going to be that. We had, I basically, I give, I give. But that it's depending on how, like, where's my spirit? Where's my heart in that? Am I giving out of resentment? Like, hey, I hope you all buy some sort of knickknack from me. Because that's not going to sell anything. That's needy and creepy. I decided to make this free. And there's plenty of opportunities for anybody that's listening to this now or later to buy from me, Sarah, Bridget, or Christine, right? We have plenty of things that we can offer because the energy of transformation costs money for me. I pay a lot of money for the transformation and to be a part of communities like I am to meet Sarah, right? To find people that I want to talk to and explore with and be curious with and share grief with and just really be a good learning partner, right? It's all about just the learning partners. And so thank you for sharing that, Bridget. It doesn't have to be big or fancy. We all started with one client. And guess what? Our next job is to serve the next person and get the next client. I don't need to look for 100. I'm not looking for 100. I'm looking for the right next person that I can support that is not a so what, they're a hell yes. I want you in my back pocket. I'm willing to pay and I'm willing to let them in my house because they paid the price to get into the door, into the neighborhood. Wow, that was like a little rant and rave from Diane. So, anything else that needs to be shared? Now is the moment before we close up. Sarah, what's the final word? What's your insight from today? Final word.
Jump in puddles. Jump in puddles. And don't care.
Amen. That's a perfect closing. Jump in puddles. I love it. I'm going to close this with a quick prayer, uh, and then we're going to sign off for today. God, we pray for us to be willing to jump in puddles today, to go play, to swing on the swing set, to really lean into the things that actually come so easy to us. We just can't even imagine not doing those things, and to create more cash, create courage for other women and men in the world. And Lord, we lift up the family and friends that are grieving around Sarah and around her daughter. So we ask that you take good care and heal that situation, which is so painful. And we're grateful today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right,
Amen.
my friends. Thank you so much for being here. I will see many of you again tomorrow. Keep coming back, as they say. Keep coming back.
That's right. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.